you people only knew what it took to get this and to get this far and to sit down on this couch and do this the way we wanted to do it. Tell them why I said that, Chris.
Welcome. We are
Motherfuckers
upgraded as fuck right now, my dude. Needless to say, right now, if you are a audio amigo or a video amigo, no matter what amigo you are now listening to the Save Before Quitting podcast, fully filmed and recorded on Ant's new PC.
Yes.
So, it's a story.
It's a journey.
You have a big story about this, about what all had gone down. Keep in mind, we still have a vlog coming out at some point now. Now that the PC actually works, knock on wood, we will have a vlog coming out explaining a little bit more and giving the story again, but in like its own video form. Mm-hmm. But give us the rundown of what happened to the previous one, leading us to this gorgeous another Lenovo.
Yes,
that you procured from a site that I was not too sure about.
Listen, that was another thing I had to deep dive on.
Yeah,
but we'll get
I was
to that.
kind of sus, but then I was like, you know what, man? If your heart's in the right place and I believe in it,
if you believe in magic,
I believe in you. So if you believe in it, it's fine. Do you believe in you?
So in the beginning, man was created.
In the begin, wasn't that on Hercules? In the beginning,
yes.
And then the muses.
2000. Do you know what that's from?
It's the muses.
I love the
Take
muses.
it away, girls.
Now I want to watch Hercules.
Hercules is the best.
Turn on the podcast. Let's go watch Hercules.
This doesn't matter.
Yeah, right. So I got my original computer that you'll see in the vlog we put out from Amazon. It was a Lenovo Legion 7i Tower with a RTX 3070, an i7 processor, and how much?
32.
It was 32 gigs of RAM.
Yeah, you had 32.
Had 32. Keep the word had in mind.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get back to that, though. And couldn't be more happy about it. I think I talked about this before, but I did research on top of research on top of research to really zero in on the machine I needed. So I got it. We go to hook it up. Right off the bat, it was fishy because Chris was helping me hook it up, and I had to go upstairs for something for Trenton, and Chris was on the computer, and he's like, it's crashing out, it's freezing. She had to run mad diagnostic tests, and this is before anything is really on the computer.
Yeah, I don't even think I installed like Discord or Google Chrome. Like I got Chrome installed. That was like the one thing that I was like able to do, but everything else was just like, it's not happening.
Right. So then I'm like, okay, we're having a rough go of it initially. He had to leave. We went to Micro Center also that day to get a whole bunch of, I got a new monitor and a bunch of accessories for the computer.
I wish you could see it.
Yeah. You'll see all this stuff. But next day, I come down here, get on the computer, 5 minutes go by, crashes. And I'm going to fast forward this story because I think I told this part.
Yeah, the escapade of IT.
Yes, went through the whole IT thing. They were no help. They wanted me to just return it to the dude I got it from on Amazon. And after days of frustrating issues, I returned to the Amazon guy who was like, I'm very sorry about that. We'll get it fixed for you.
Seemed like a genuine dude.
Yeah, super genuine. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm chilling. It gets to them. And he's like, we're going to get to it. Sorry for the wait, blah, blah, blah. A couple days go by. I'm like, hey, just checking in. Want to see the status. He's like, yeah, I'm going to talk to my guy. This is Sunday now. I'm going to talk to my guys Monday. This is Friday. I'm sorry. And he's like, going to talk to his guys Monday to make sure it's done, getting repaired in the warehouse and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Cool. Monday comes. Still pretty much nothing. And then I'm kind of getting antsy. Now I'm like, okay, I need an update. I even threw some sauce on it. I'm like, look, the computer is how I make my income. I work off my computer.
Yeah, bitches.
Technically true. We made some income off the computer.
Yeah, we have made some. Raid, you better fucking come through,
Not on
bro.
that computer.
We're still
Ray,
waiting.
what's up? We're about to knock on your door in a second.
Yeah, we're still waiting for that
We break
approval.
legs. Like, what's up? So the dude hits me back because at this point Amazon's refunded me my money.
Yeah, they just like randomly too, right? Then they just like show up again.
So they refunded me my money. So at this point, I'm like, okay, well, if you fuck me over now, I have my money back.
Yeah.
So it's whatever. So I'm like, yeah, what's the status on that? And they're like, well, we see Amazon refunded, because before he's all like apologetic, like, hey, I'm sorry. So sorry to keep you waiting for the inconvenience. And then he's like, well, I see Amazon refunded your money back. So we don't have to like, he pretty much said without saying it, we don't have to make you a priority anymore. We no longer have your money. So when it gets relisted, you can just rebuy it. And at that point, I send an angry message to Chris. I called you first. Like, listen.
Yeah.
You were not available.
I was not. I was
Period.
having a Taco Bell night, if you know what that means.
Okay.
The aftermath.
I was going to let them imagine, but okay.
They can imagine what that means. They probably know, but I'm just painting a picture.
Right. So, I call Chris. Then I text Chris in the Discord. And I'm like, yo. I sent him the message and everything. This is what this dude had the nerve to tell me. And at that point, I'm like, it didn't make sense to me because I'm like, just fix it and send it back. I'll send you the money back.
Yeah.
You have a guaranteed sale. Like, why would you even relist it?
Exactly.
Like, I'm already going to buy it off of you. You're fine. But once he said that, I'm like, oh, well, fuck this guy. Like, I don't care what you do with it. I don't want your business now. Like, whatever. So then I'm on a search again for the same computer. And I pretty much found the exact same computer, except I lost 16 gigs of RAM. So now I have a 16 gig. I have a 16 gig RAM in this computer. Mm-hmm. And my plan is to go just upgrade myself at some point. But everything else is exactly the same. Good enough for me. I found that on eBay. eBay is kind of sus sometimes. Like
That's
Chris
where
says.
I was. Well, you found one previously too.
Oh, on that website?
Yeah, you found a website where it seemed way too good to be true.
It was less money than the original, and I got a 3080. I had a way better graphics card.
Which is like 3080 is the second
to the most recent.
3090 is like the big deal one that nobody
That's
can
the
really
newest
use.
one.
Yeah. But like I was sus of that one because I was like the website already looks kind of weird. No offense to like here's the thing.
No
that
offense
website,
to them. That website's a scam.
If it wasn't a scam, no offense, sorry. But like it looked very much like a scam. And if it is, then obviously made the right decision. But then going to eBay, I was like, this is weird. Because for me, being a guy who like, you know, buys used stuff off eBay all the time, but it's mainly like collectibles or something. Nothing like technology based. Like, I don't trust what is inside of a thing that's from eBay.
Now,
But
eBay, I feel the same way. And I know that's about eBay. The only reason I was okay with this eBay one, well, there was two of them that were on eBay. The initial one didn't have any kind of return policy. It was a nice computer. It was the same computer, and it was like, I think it had a better processor in it. And it was a 3080. But it was like maybe for like $200 more than this one. I was like, well, I have to. I'm gonna. But I mean, he had good reviews, but he didn't have a return policy. Like all sales final.
That's
and I was like, I was like, nah. It's too much money and too much of a investment.
It's too much of a risk to not have a return policy, especially if it just doesn't fucking work at all.
Right.
Like fuck that.
Right. So I found somebody else. They're an electronics company. They had a return policy. They had a warranty, and it had all the bells. He had 100% on his rating on eBay. Right. So at that point, I'm like, all right, you have everything I need, because if it doesn't work, I got it all right here in your thing. Return policy. eBay's gonna work with you, and it was an eBay certified seller.
Yeah. That's what was weird to me is it seems like eBay has moved away from like the sketchy nature that it used to be to almost being like more like Amazon when it first came out, where it was just Amazon selling stuff. And now Amazon is becoming eBay, where there's like random fucking sellers on there that are selling stuff for like much more than it's actually worth and whatnot, which is very ironic to see.
Yeah.
But hey, man, fuck it. So yeah.
So went with that guy, got the computer, set it up. We had little hiccups here and there. Nothing anywhere near the extent of that first computer.
Mm-hmm.
But with this one, it was just a factor of like to install Pro Tools, what we record this podcast on. The what was it?
10th.
The version of Pro Tools I was using on my Mac does not communicate well with Windows 10, which is dumb. They stopped updating the older versions of Pro Tools.
Yeah.
And it was blue screening me, and I was stuck in a blue screen loop. And of course, given this story, my heart dropped the first time. I'm like, not again.
Yeah.
I was ready to cry.
Blue screens are the funny thing is, like, I get blue screens from time to time. To be fair, my computer's like 2-3 years old now, going on 4. So, like, it makes sense for it to happen. And, like, it's all it is just saying, hey, the computer had a hiccup and, like, it didn't know what to do, pretty much.
I was scarred, man.
Yeah.
I'm scarred
but after
now.
that first PC, it's like, oh my God, it's
It's
ruined.
doing it again. It's happening
It's
again.
the worst thing ever.
Right.
But, yeah.
But the difference was this was one consistent error. It wasn't every time the last computer restarted, it was just a different error. It was like the computer was imploding in the inside. Like everything was fucking up.
That one was scary, to be honest, because it was different errors each time, so you couldn't consistently figure out anything.
Right. This computer was the same error. I was like, okay. So I looked it up. Even up to today, I'm like, oh, blue screen, Pro Tools. Me and Chris looked up the solution. I found a backdoor way to kind of stop, like to let myself back into it. Wouldn't let me back into Windows. It let me back into Windows. And then I deleted that version of Pro Tools, found the newer version that they're supporting, and installed it. And here we are.
Here we are. Then we had to figure out the fucking
the game
capture card,
which we can do again. We can bring you back gameplay videos now,
and we maybe even do a test stream today, depending on how we're feeling. If you were there for it, boy oh boy, was it hopefully a good stream.
Right.
Not all this
wood everywhere.
All the wood. But yeah, it's really cool to see that we're finally up and running. It's gonna be cool to see what we can make now, so we can get back into the gameplay videos.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna maybe try and get into that. If you remember, if you've been a long time listener to the podcast, back a while ago, we received a box from a listener of the podcast, from our former co-host's coworker, in which it was just filled with classic PS1 games and whatnot. And we still have that box, and we don't want to be rude to the person who gave that box to us if they're still listening.
Right.
So we want to definitely like honor them and give them the praise they deserve by playing those games on that collection. So we're going to work on getting that out soon.
If you're still listening, please contact us.
Yeah.
DM us something.
We definitely want to reach out and either say thank you a million times, or if you want it back, we can get it back to you as well too.
Or we just shout you out during. We just want to make sure we, show love where love is due.
Yeah, and then maybe even getting back to Resident Evil if we can. We'll see what happens, because it is spooky season, but I don't want to vomit on my drive home.
Me neither. That's the thing. It's that. I'm about to just throw in fucking Luigi's Mansion.
Honestly, I've always wanted to play that.
We might have
Number
to.
3. But yeah, so that's been your week, is getting this John up and working.
Yes.
And it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Just looking at it, it's amazing.
Yeah. It's funny because we're just looking off to the side and y'all have no idea what it is. But
I'm gonna take a picture of us doing this so they can see the actual picture.
Just
and put
wait.
it on socials.
Yeah, it'll be in the vlog as well. We'll do like a little wrap up of like, here's the setup now and what we're gonna use it, and all these chords that Ant needs to figure out a nicer way to set up. Yeah. Lucas is gonna get so pissed at these chords, you have no idea.
That's fine.
But it's fine.
Don't we live to piss Lucas off?
Sometimes, yes. But other than that, I went to AEW this week.
You did.
Dude, do I have stories to tell?
I'm waiting for them.
So here's the thing. So I had off both Wednesday and Thursday, and I'm just chilling out and relaxing all cool. Mm-hmm. So I wake up early on Wednesday, don't have to do shit. So I head on over to Walmart. Mm-hmm. I pick up a poster board and some poster markers. So I'm going to make me a sign for this show. Right. And then I also get some Taco Bell because, It's lunchtime.
Because when in Rome.
Yeah, it's right there. So
Right.
whatever. So I picked that up, and I'm on my way home, and I'm making my signs. I streamed a little bit of the day. We've been streaming a bunch more this week.
Yeah.
And I'm probably even more coming soon with the OG streams actually making a debut.
Right.
So that'll be awesome, and I can't wait for that.
We'll know well ahead of time when those are going to happen.
I'm also going to see if we can figure out a way to capture both of our gameplays at the same time and set that up on stream so it's not just both of our face cams. I feel like I can figure that out, and we'll figure it out.
All right.
But other than that as well, so I get home, I make my sign, cool. Meet up with Brett and Josh from Haptic Intel, and then we get on the train. Cool. I got my sign. We get on the train, we're good to go. We get there, cool. Walk over past Temple, and it's at the Leah Cordis Center.
Leah Chorus.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it's Temple. Mm-hmm. And we see the line, and it wraps around the building. We're like, fuck, because the show's supposed to start at 7, and we want to get like drinks and like find our seats, blah blah blah, whatever.
Yeah.
So we find a separate line in the back that's in the student entrance. That is not a student entrance. It's probably student entrance for like the actual Temple basketball games, but it isn't for the event. So we get in that, and it's like maybe like 20 people long.
Okay.
So we're walking in, and online it says no signs allowed. And I made a sign, and I'm like, I'm already in the mindset of, if I'm not allowed to bring it in, that's fine. I'll just throw it out. I don't want to cause any trouble, Like, it took me like 5 minutes to make, and I'll tell you what was on the signs in a minute. Mm-hmm. So we get to the front, and we're going through, like, the check security with, like, the metal detectors. And this guy who is, like, using the metal detector, he's, like, talks to his superior who's scanning the tickets. He's like, hey, they said signs aren't allowed, right? And the guy in front of me, shout out to you. Mm-hmm. Don't know if you ever listen to the We're wearing the same shirt as well. I'm wearing the Brody Lee shirt from the wrestler who passed away last year, sadly. Both wearing the same shirt. He's like, oh no, they said in the email on the tickets that signs are allowed. And then he looks up at me and winks at me. And the guy's like, oh yeah, you can go then.
That's dope.
Walk right in. I'm like, fuck yes, dude. So cool. We get in there, get our merch. We get in the merch line. One of the wrestlers is doing like a giveaway for Phil Abundance. Like you bring a book, just a book, any book, and you get to take a picture with him and like talk to him for a second.
Okay.
Right next to the merch table. So that was cool. We got to see him and be like, yo, what's up? Like, he's tall as fuck. So then we get our merch, go to our seats. We're dumb. We didn't read our tickets correctly. So we thought we were in F, but we were in E. But it said section F. So it was a bad time.
Is there a section F in E?
Yes. So there was
That's
a section
confusing.
F, but then there was a section F and a section E inside of section F, which was the floor.
Man, that's
Section
confusing.
F is the floor, but then there's also a section F in the floor section. And we didn't read it that way because we were in section E.
Oh, so your seats are on the roof.
Yeah. So we were pretty much stupid, and we were like, I walk up to this kid, and he's in the same seat as my number, and we're like looking at our tickets together, and it looks practically the exact same. And like both of us are like, this is the same ticket. Like, what the hell? We get the guy to come over. He's
Usher
like, this
came
is
over.
this is not where you're supposed to sit, you idiots. And we're like, we can't read. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Enjoy the show.
Yeah.
And they were nice about it. Cool. So we get to our seats. We're chilling. The entrances happened. They happened 10 minutes before the show started because it was an 8-man tag match to start off the whole entire event.
All right.
So, my sign, I folded it taco style instead of hot dog style, which gave me front and back,
Right.
and then on the inside too. So I had 4 signs technically. Right?
All right.
On one side of the sign, I had at save before quitting. A little bit of self-promo, you gotta love it. Mm-hmm. On the other side of the sign, I had boom for the one guy's entrance. It's his theme song's like, it's all about the boom, and then he does this on the apron, and then the arena erupts, and it was Philly which is a wrestling town, so your ears hurt by the end of the night. So boom happened, and I had to say,
Had the boom going.
so on the inside, there's a current meme going on in wrestling right now, in which you've probably seen it. There's like hot takes about video games, like this is better than this, or this is better than
I
that.
keep seeing like the Final Fantasy ones.
Yes.
And shit. Yeah.
There was actually one from another guy in a section near the ramp that said Final Fantasy VII is the greater than symbol, your mom. So you can see where that's going with that.
Right.
So everyone's doing their entrances and stuff, and then Kenny comes out, who's the guy who's like the lead of the games person, and he's like a big gaming guy. Like he's the gamer in so he's the champion. He walks out, does his entrance, goes to the corner, and I have one of my gamer signs up. And on this side of the gamer sign, it says, Waluigi was robbed in bright fucking green. And it's me and Brett right now because Josh is up getting some drinks. And I'm holding this up, and he walks to the corner and sees it, and he like squints at it. He's like, "Oh, you're so right. You're so right. Yes, yes." And I'm like, "I know, right?" And he's like, "Yes," and then walks away.
Wait, who is this again?
Kenny Omega, the champion of the fucking company. So like, I'm like marking out, like I'm freaking. I'm like, "Holy fucking, that was shit. That was dope."
Right.
And then like Brett's freaking out. They also stream this on both Instagram and I think Twitter, like the entrances and whatnot. And I was pissed because literally when that happened, they cut away from Kenny. And that was like, are you fucking kidding me right now?
Of course.
Like, that would have been perfect. I still need to go back and rewatch to see if the @Say Before Quitting sign showed up, so then I can post it on our socials and be like, look, AEW is Say Before Quitting's all elite, you know? Like, whatever. But
I was in and out. Like, I saw a little bit here, but I think I was still, what was I doing? That was Wednesday night?
Wednesday Night Dynamite, yeah.
Yeah, I was editing the pod
Yeah.
that night, yeah.
So after that, my other side of my sign, which I got a good reaction from. There was a couple in front of us that had a couple signs. By a couple, I mean like they had like 6 signs.
Oh, shit.
Like they went ham.
Yeah.
And I just had my 4-piece "I'm a genius" sign. Mm-hmm. And my other side
Work
said,
smarter, not harder.
It said, "Chris Pratt is Mario."
Really? Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's what it just said. Chris Pratt is Mario. So I just held those two up like the whole night, like during different segments and shit. And like I'm pretty sure you could see it in different segments. I got to go back and check it as I said. Mm-hmm. So pretty much we didn't just get the Wednesday night show. We also got the Friday show because they pre-tape it. So we got Dynamite and Rampage. Here's the thing though. Our train on the way back, it said that the train was taking off at 11:30.
What train did you take?
SEPTA. I don't know.
All right.
It's a SEPTA train. I don't know. They don't fucking trains.
Like a regional rail track, or
I think so.
All right.
Yeah, sure. Fucking no. But I literally had no idea what we were doing. So I'm like over here joking because the main event is a Philly street fight, which is pretty much just an Extreme Rules match where they just beat the shit out of each other with like trash cans and like chairs and kendo sticks. And I'm like joking to Josh and Brett. I'm like, so we're skipping the train, right? Like we'll just get a fucking expensive ass Uber and go home that way.
Super expensive.
So like that's where I'm like joking, saying, cause I'm like, I know we're gonna end up having to leave early. It's fine. So 11 rolls around. They do the entrances for the main event for the Friday show. I actually got to see CM Punk wrestle for the first time in about 10 years because I saw him when I was a kid wrestle, and that was really cool.
Right.
But so we're like, it's like 11. Match starts, and we look over at the clock. We're like, shit, we got to get out of here. We have to like speed walk. So we get out of there. Brett takes a piece, and then we walk out the door, same way we came in, and we actually see one of the wrestlers leaving.
Oh, shit.
And it's one of the female wrestlers, and I love her, Thunder Rosa. And I'm like marking out because I'm like, oh, she's dope. But she looks like she's in a rush, and I'm not that guy. So I'm like, she's in a rush. Let's not ask for a picture or anything. Let's just let her go. She's got her bag. She's obviously got to be somewhere. She's in a rush. And Brett and Josh are like, dude, just ask her let's ask her for a picture. I'm like, no. We're already going to be late for our train. She looks like she's late for something and needs to go. Let's just go. Let her, do her thing. So we just walk down the street.
Rock the boat.
She's literally like following us the whole way as we're walking down the street.
At that point, for me, it'd be like, it's kind of hard to not.
I was starting to feel that way, but then I was like, no, this is the right play. Like, she's obviously in a rush. I'm not trying to like throw off her groove.
Right.
If we're going to Emperor's New Groove style. So there's that. So we're walking. We're about to make a right into the main campus of Temple. And I'm like, I don't really want this sign anymore. Like, I don't need it. It's just a sign that took me 5 minutes to make. So I have this genius IQ play. There's a trash can right as you're about to cross the street. Mm-hmm. So I take my sign that is folded in half, and I prop it up on the trash can with @Say Before Quitting on it.
Okay.
Free advertisement, baby.
Where are all the followers? I know you saw the sign.
We have 5 new subscribers on YouTube, which probably is from Gamer Network, but that's a side story.
Yes.
But still, I just left it there because I was like, I don't need it. I was going to throw it out anyway. It's fine.
That was good. Yeah. That was good thinking.
So there's that. We walk and we get to the train station. And there's a couple abysmal interactions from students that were like kind of memeing on liking wrestling. And then there was also like an idiot that left early that was drunk as fuck. Whatever. Get to the station. Cool.
Kind of hard to avoid that.
Buy our tickets. One-time ticket. Cool. Ready to go. Go up to the station. Track 3. Train number 737.
Okay,
delayed
regional rail.
4 minutes. We're like, okay, cool. We made it in time. It was delayed. We probably could have stayed a little bit longer. It's fine. We're sitting there waiting. Still waiting.
Oh shit.
As we're waiting, all of the people that were at the AEW start funneling up to the train station. Their trains come. They start taking them. After about like 20 minutes, we look back up at the track 3, and we're like, why is it blank now? There's not been a single train on track 3. There's no ghost train. Like, what the fuck? And our train was canceled. It was canceled. It didn't say anything over the loudspeaker whatsoever. It was just canceled and gone. Did not exist.
Okay, so what happened?
So now we're like, okay, what do we do? Let's just get the Uber. So now I'm like slightly mad because I'm like, we could have stayed for the whole thing. We were going to get an Uber anyway, right? Mm-hmm. So we get the first Uber. Brett calls it on his phone. My phone's like at 20% because it's been a long night, obviously.
And your phone doesn't like to stay alive.
Exactly. It's at 10 like right now.
Every story, your phone wants to die. And then you walked in saying your phone is dying.
It is, actually. But
I could have plugged you in, man.
We were figuring out the game capture. That's more important.
All right, let's get to the story. What happened?
We call the first Uber. This dude gets onto the street. We're literally standing... We're trying to get out of the train station. Because you know how that has like the rail thing where like it like rotates as you walk through. So we're trying to scan our ticket out to get out because we just bought it. It's not letting us because we just bought it at this station. So now we're locked in this area.
Forever.
And we're like, okay, I guess we got to jump over it. Right as we're thinking about doing that, the security guard comes out. He's like, yo, you guys good? And we're like, no, our train was canceled and nothing was said. And he's like, oh, for real? And we're like, no. Like, no, yeah, we're just fucking having fun with stairs. Right. Like, no. I'm like, yeah, it got canceled, and like they didn't say anything. He's like, oh, that sucks. You guys, you can actually go out over there where like the handicap little like doors are. I'm like, oh, cool. So we go out, call the first Uber. We see him coming down this one-way street to us.
I know where this is going.
Right as he's about to be in front of us, all you hear is speeds away. Speeds away. Mind you, it's a 30-minute drive from where we need to get to. So it's from where we are to Levittown Station. Mm-hmm. Just dips, cancels the ride. Because I guess he realized how far away it was. Call another one. Dude shows up. Nice guy, I guess, whatever. He stayed silent the whole time, which was fine.
I'm fine with that.
I like that personally. Yeah. It was a little awkward, but whatever. The back window was down on my side. So I'm not going to touch this gentleman's car. Because I am here. This is my bubble, and I will not burst it ever. We get on 95, and that's the only window open.
Close that fucking window.
Here's the thing. I couldn't. So I don't want to touch it, and I'm not going to be that guy. I don't want to, like, as we're, like, halfway down 95, just be like, you know, like, I'm not going to touch your shit. I don't want anything to happen here, you know? So the whole time, my ear's just getting pounded because it does that thing where only one window is open.
Yeah.
It's like,
nah.
In my
close
fucking
close
ear,
the fucking
dude.
window, man.
Meanwhile, Josh is in the passenger seat and Brett's next to me on my right. And they're like, man, my ears are killing me from that. I'm like, your ears? Sir, my ear is gone. But anyway.
Y'all too nice. Maybe it's growing up in the city for me, but it's like, yo, I'm about to close this fucking window.
I just didn't want to touch anything because, you know, COVID. I don't want to touch anybody's car.
My hand, like,
because it wasn't him that put
in
it
my
down.
shirt and just close the window.
Anyway, we get back. Cool. I get to my car. Cool. We go home. Bada boom. It was a great fucking time. There was some good ass matches that happened there. God, next time it comes around, we're buying front row seats. And hard cam this time.
What's that?
So the hard cam is like the constant camera.
No. Okay.
Like they'll cut away from it like for different angles and whatnot.
But the centralized.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one. We're gonna. No matter how much it costs, we will be there. I swear. Mm-hmm. Because the seats we paid for, which were only $75 for 5 rows back, were priceless in my eyes. So I do not give a fuck how much it costs. We will be there. Mm-hmm. Either there or on the ramp or something. I do not care. We need to be somewhere that is front and center next time. And when it comes back around, you bet your ass I'll be there and you'll see a save before quitting motherfucking sign. All right, cool. That's my catch up for the week.
It's a nice 30-minute intro for you guys.
We had a lot of shit happen this week, you know?
No, for real. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah. But now it's time to start the episode 52 of the Save Before Quitting podcast.
It's the please wait sign. It's like old music that's on like an old record player. Please stand by for Save Before Quitting. Awesome.
Here we are.
Plug your fucking phone. I'm about to give you a...
All right. All right. Yes, sir. Episode 52.
52.
Episode 52.
All right.
Southern accent the whole time. Right there. Yeah. Episode 52.
52.
52.
That's almost British.
Oi, 52.
52, governor.
Oi, mate, it's 52.
Oi,
Do they say two normally, or is that like said weird?
two? No, that's...
Two.
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 You know, the lines start getting blurred between Southern and British.
I want to.
God help you if you're a Southern British person.
I don't know if that exists, but here we are.
No, it has to be a south of something over there somewhere. All right. Level up, gamers, and welcome back to the Save Before Quitting podcast. I'm Ant.
I'm Chris.
And thank you for joining us. As always, save letter B number 4 quitting on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, and you can find us on YouTube, and we're on Facebook.
Titty.
Titty.
We gotta get rid
Also,
of we gotta get rid of Facebook. It ruined everything.
Titty for titties fat. Save before quitting, all of it spelled out at gmail.com. If you would like to email us, email is still open.
Yes.
And also join our Discord, please. We're having a lot of fun in there lately. A lot of good discussions. We were talking all week in there. You might want to join that.
And by might, we mean you do.
You definitely want to do it.
Speaking of joining things, also join us on gamernetwork.gg.
Shout out to the Gamer Network.
Yes. If you don't know, we actually have a full YouTube video uploaded right now
Right this second.
on our YouTube channel talking about what Gamer Network is and why you should be joining up on it. It pretty much is, imagine if you had Twitter and Facebook, they had a baby, and then that baby was exclusively in love with games and nothing else.
Yes.
It's by gamers, for gamers, the gaming social media website. Join up on there. It's only a website for the moment. It will be coming as an app on December 5th specifically. I checked it on their stores. So
I love you guys for making an app.
check it out, make a profile, get in on the ground floor with this. There's a lot of people in there right now. It's a lot of love, a lot of community building. And if you are an artist or some sort of content creator and you post your stuff on there, I swear you will get more traction. Mm-hmm. This is the place to build up yourself as a content creator, or just to get a community of people you want to play games with. If you're just a casual gamer and you don't want to make content, this is your place too. People care about games here. As
Super
opposed to
supportive
Twitter.
group of people, man.
Oh yeah. If you want to follow us specifically and become friends on Gamer Network, I am CJ King _SB4Q, and this is...
I am Ant-Man2K.
Yeah.
Same as my Twitter, same as my Instagram.
Yeah. I had to be difficult, but we are both verified users as well, so look for that check mark as well. Thank you, Gamer Network, for that.
We appreciate it, man.
But yeah.
It means a lot.
Maybe we'll talk about that more later, but for now, every single week, we talk about the same thing. And that is, what did we play this my fucking week?
I played Metroid Dread.
How is that? Because I've heard only good things.
I'm having a lot of fun. It is a very Ant game. A very OGs with the OG ass game.
Maybe we play that.
Yeah, Jim can run through that. It's very true to Metroid, but also improves on everything Metroid was. Very fast-paced, side-scrolling, finding new weapons, upgrading your armor, fighting bosses. It's everything that I used to look for in video games as a youth.
But better.
I enjoy it. There's a level of difficulty to it. You have to run from these robots called Emmys, but it's EMMI. It's an acronym, but I forgot what it stands for. But they call them Emmys, and they are pretty much what's the thing like Mr. X in Resident Evil, who they just follow you and you have to just evade them because once you touch it, it's like instant death.
Yeah, it's like that death animation that just like automatically plays.
Automatically kills you.
Yeah. You can kill them, right? You like find one of those power-up stations, and then that one bullet can take them out.
Well, see, eventually they kind of allude to it in the game, and you get to a point where you get something that's able to fight them. But in the majority of it, at least the first half, where I kind of am, you're useless. You eventually get a gun, but it's not, like it only lasts for a certain amount of time. There's a cooldown. So you get it, and even with that gun, you can beat it, but you still have to like bust your ass to do it.
All right.
You have to weaken it and then give it like a kill shot. So you have to be aiming at it, weaken it, and even if you knock off its like original armor off its face and you show like the sensor you have to shoot, it's not like it's moving the entire time. So you might have to like shoot it, run away some, keep shooting it. But
all right.
Even needless to say, even during that, I died a couple times, and I had the weapon to beat it.
Sounds like a game I would not have fun with personally.
But it's one of those things where like when it happens, it's like, nah, fuck that. You want to go right back in. Like it keeps you motivated.
I ain't gonna go out like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right back in.
Exactly.
I like that. That's cool. That's cool.
So I'm playing that. I don't want to say too much because people are still playing through it. It just came out. Other than that, Battlefield. We played Battlefield 2042 last night.
Boy, oh boy, is that a game?
That's certainly a video game. If there's one thing true about it, no, it's not bad. It's definitely a beta. We're playing the beta of it, and it's definitely 100% still in beta mode because there's a lot of hitching. There's a lot of like popping graphics going on. Yeah. There's a lot of like white screen flashes. A lot of glitches. Which is weird
because it comes out in a fucking month, dude.
Right.
So, does it get pushed back?
No. There was a rumor saying it would get pushed back, and then I forgot who it was who works for them saying like, no, we plan to release it.
But like that beta though, they should like, just
where would you push it? Because if they're going to push it,
off a cliff,
good one.
Some off the rocket ship without a parachute. That's where I want it to be.
Yeah, it definitely needs work. I'm assuming this is a very old beta they put out. I mean, hopefully it's further along than this.
Yeah.
There's one mode. What's it called?
Portal.
No. What's the one mode we've been playing?
Portal's the only mode.
Portal's what we want to play.
Yeah, I know. The only mode that's been out is the big one.
Yeah, I forgot what it's called specifically.
It starts with a C, right?
I don't remember.
No, the map starts with a C. It's called like Coastal or some shit like that. But the big map where it's like
100 something people or
too many motherfuckers
the giant
on a map.
Battlefield mode.
Yeah,
and you're doing a lot of moving to where the action is, and then when you get there, there's so much happening, you're dying immediately.
Yeah,
rinse and repeat.
Even if you do well, it feels like you're not doing anything, kind of.
Yeah.
Like I remember I got like a 5 kill streak and I was feeling good. And then I just got sniped from like a million miles away from some dude that's just laying on the ground in the grass. And I'm like, well, how the fuck am I supposed to know he's looking at me?
Right. Right.
And I understand, like it's like Battlefield, like real war, you don't know where the snipers are. But also suck my ass. Like kindly.
Suck ass.
Because like it's so rage inducing.
It's one of those things where there's not enough gravity in the choices you make or the kills you get.
Yeah.
When you kill someone in Call of Duty or Apex or Titanfall or any of Splitgate, it feels like I've accomplished something.
I made a difference here. Or when you die, it's the same thing. Like I'm making a difference to the outcome of whatever this game will be.
Right.
But there isn't in this.
Yeah, because even, me, I'm not the greatest first-person shooter, so when I kill somebody, I feel like, oh, that's it. I could get one and be like, I did something. I feel like I contributed. This is great. In this game, like you kill someone, you see their name pop up, and like there's no I'm not asking for like a parade or anything, but you don't feel like you impacted anything.
Yeah. Even sniping is that way too, because like I'm not a good sniper by any means when it comes to any game really. Like Apex kind of, but all the other ones not really at all. And like I would get sniper kills from like so far away, and they'd be like, yeah, you killed him. Meanwhile, I missed like 30 shots to get the person in the first place, and then that one time I hit the perfect headshot. I still don't care.
Right.
Like, I just had to take 30 shots just to hit that one, and nothing makes sense about where my bullets drop is. Like, it feels like it's different every time. Like,
Yeah.
and then, like, to be fair, there's a lot of cool stuff with it as well.
Yeah.
Like the attachments being able to change in the actual game by holding down L1 if you're on console or whatever it is on PC. But like you can live change your like scope, so it's like, oh, I have my red dot if I'm in close quarters, but then if you want like something that's like some distance for your AR, you can just change it to your hybrid scope, and then you got some distance. Boom.
Right.
And it's just like that. You don't have to like, die or change your loadout in like Call of Duty and then come back with a new gun. It's just, yeah, I have it in my backpack, and you can just change it or some shit. But yeah, I mean, other than that,
It's I don't want to outright say this game is bad, because I truly don't believe this game is bad. No. I just think this wouldn't be the mode I play. This is all they're letting us play. Mm-hmm. And I want to play the Portal mode where you can craft your own version of Battlefield.
Yeah. Or play other people's. And right. Like, it's like a community-based thing as opposed to go kill people.
Right.
Go do ding.
This, I feel like that, given what we experience, that's going to be the mode that shines. Mm-hmm. People are going to go straight to that.
What's the middle one? Is that just like a normal like TDM type thing with like small
I'm assuming so. I thought it was is there a campaign in this game?
I don't fucking know.
I feel like, or was this the game they said there's no campaign to? I don't remember. I think Portal mode is going to be the mode, though. Portal mode is going to be, I know that's where I'm going to go to immediately.
Yeah.
Because that's where you could just have it completely custom.
You can have it your way.
The Burger King of Battlefield games. Burgerfield.
I mean, honestly.
Battle King.
This Battlefield does feel like the Burger King of shooter games right now. Like, if we're like comparing it to anything, like, yeah, it's Burger King.
It's pretty much Burger King.
Like, it's okay. I will go eat Burger King. I'm not going to be mad about it when I have it. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I'm not looking forward to it.
Right.
In the least bit. But then when they get that special item, that Portal, those chicken fries, I'm going
to be dunking those things.
Exactly. It's Burger King. Holy shit, we made a discovery.
I think that it's going to be, once that mode gets opened up to everyone, that's going to be the fucking icing on the cake.
Hell yeah. I hope it is, at least.
It needs to be. Because honestly, when I play those games, I like having a smaller, I don't want to say, because I wasn't mad at Halo's big map version.
I mean, that didn't feel like it was as big of a scale as this.
This is way bigger. This is almost too big. I spent like 85%, I'll say, of the time just trying to get to wherever something was happening at. Mm-hmm. You're just running or driving, and
the driving is fun. I will admit I was kind of disappointed that when you spawn as the Americans on the right side, there's like a little like road to the side to get to the E site with the rocket ship, mm-hmm. and like there's water there because it's a beach. And if you drive the car in the water, it does nothing. And I'm like, at least like put some splash effects or something.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be highly detailed. Like and then in my eyes, I'm like, you just take the dirt effect of like, like whatever the fuck dirt is happening when you're driving on the ground, mm-hmm. and just make it look like water. Like, just retexture it as like white and having like a different physical, like the speed of the animation, because dirt and water are pretty much the same thing when you're driving through them, It's the same look, and you're only seeing it for a millisecond because you're going so fast. Mm-hmm. So, like,
I'm assuming it has to be a beta thing. I would hope so, because I felt like that, like, and this may seem like nitpicking, but when I was like walking through the puddles, it was still making the ground of like the cement. Yeah, and I'm like, well, if I'm playing Call of Duty, that's not. You hear water, so it's. I don't know. Those are little things, obviously, but
it's also weird. They're noticeable. Your body, like your body.
You can see your body. I didn't ever look.
If you look down, you could see your genitalia in your body.
Your guy didn't have pants on?
Well, I mean, the general genitalia area.
So you can
The
see
doinkus maximus, as you might say in
you
scientific
can see
terms.
his legs and feet.
Yes.
That's all you
and
had
your
to say.
tummy, too. You can see the tummy. Which is, like, weird, because you don't do that in other games.
True.
You look down, it's nothing.
You're just a floating upper half.
Yes. Like, in this game, you see your body, and I'm like, that's jarring to me. I'm like, I don't expect to have feet.
Who brought these feet here?
Yeah, fuck that. Get rid of it.
Get out. Lose the feet.
Hashtag
Battlefield.
no feet battlefield. There you go.
No feet battlefield. But yeah, that's it for Battle Feet. This game has been called Battle Feet, Burger Field, and Battle King so far.
I mean, it's all accurate.
Chicken fries. But after that, we played some Splitgate real quick just to wash the Battlefield taste out of our mouth.
Yeah, we lost the game, but it was still fun.
We lost the game, but it was much more fun. And also, if we can go back to Battlefield, those are some long-ass matches.
20 plus minutes. There was actually, I was telling Ant off camera, I was editing the video for the Gamer Network, and I was like, maybe I toss in like one of the Battlefield games in between, because there's a part in the video in which it cuts from like the beginning of the stream to the end of the stream where we talk about it again. And like, maybe I toss like a gameplay in there, like, so it's like not only Gamer Network, it's also some gameplay, because we haven't put up some gameplay in a while. And I'm like, oh no, this is like a 20-minute match of us running around doing almost nothing. And trying to be funny, but also like we're not with each other 80% of the time because we just die like that and you can't spawn right away with each other.
Feel like this. When we found each other, it was like an event, like, oh shit, it's you.
But that was few and far between, and like finding clips of that's going to be a fucking atrocity tomorrow at work.
Chris was like right behind you. I'm like, oh shit, let's do stuff together now.
And then we both die. Just like a fucking jet just comes in, and we're just like, oh, fuck this game. Yeah, like,
you have no agency. You have no control over what's about to happen to you. You could be thinking everything's fine, and then like a bomb will drop on you. Like, where the fuck? Like, there's no control. But I guess again they'll be like, that's war. I guess.
Yeah,
war is hell.
Eat my butt with that bullshit. Is that all you play this week then? Splitgate and those other two?
Splitgate, Battlefield, Metroid Dread. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it.
As well as Battlefield, I've also been playing a little bit of Apex on the side. Been playing really well as of late, and I don't know why. It's weird.
It's weird.
Like, it's a weird amount of well that I'm playing. Like, I normally play decent most times.
Too good.
I'm doing too good to the point where I'm like, this is strange. Like, I shouldn't be doing this well. Like, I'll drop like 2,000 damage a game now, even if like
what's like your average?
Like 1,000.
Oh, so you're doubling up.
Yeah, and I don't know why.
Okay.
Like, that's the thing. I'm not doing amazing, but I'm definitely doing way better than I expect to be on a normal day.
I watched that recent clip you put up on the reel on Instagram, and that was pretty impressive until you died.
Which one?
I don't know. Lucas was talking at the end of it.
Oh, yeah. I know. If you haven't, go check out our TikTok, our Reels, and also our YouTube Shorts, because those are popping off right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been posting highlights there. But the Apex, it's a lot more fun right now. They did just announce a Halloween event that is coming very soon, and they showed a couple skins that look cool as motherfuck. And I want them. There's a Revenant skin, which is one of the characters that I have the heirloom for, the scythe thing.
Yeah.
And he's like a werewolf, but he's a cyborg like robot with like a human brain that's controlled from like a different where the brain is in the world, but he's a werewolf.
It is a combination of a lot of cool things at once.
And I'm like, I want that, and I want my scythe. I want to be a werewolf with a scythe, bro.
That's an unstoppable beast right there.
Hell yeah. I'm excited for it. I did play the second part of the Bloodhound story thing that they added in, and boy oh boy was it rage inducing, because for the first one it was like, hey, land in this heavily populated area, scan this bird, and then follow the tracks to an area that's not that populated. No big deal. And it was fine. It was annoying in like 2 minutes of travel, but whatever. In this one, you drop in, you scan the bird, And then you have to run through the most populated area on the map, which is Fragment, which is the big city in the map. So, like, if you play Apex at least one time on this map of World's Edge, everyone just goes to that city. And then there's, like, scattered teams around the rest of the map.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, so you want me to run through this bitch with no fucking guns, just follow this track of this raven and get this story? But, like, I literally did it, like, 6 times, and I couldn't fucking get it. It was so bad, in fact, that this one, there was progress points.
It's that intense? Like, that much depth to it?
It was very bad, because all you're doing is just following, like, little markers. It's like, oh, yeah, follow the markers. Like, ooh, piece candy, until you get to the very end and you scan the thing. And then you're done.
Right.
But, like, it would literally just be like, oh, progress saved here. And then you would go, like, another, like, 30 to 40 steps. And if you didn't get killed, progress saved. Another 30 to 40 steps, progress saved. And then you would finally get there. I'm like, the fact that I had to save my progress each time and then drop back in the next game and start there is abysmal. I hated it. And it's very annoying.
Yeah.
And I have to do it again.
I can see how that would be really annoying.
Yeah. And day 3 just came out, so I had to do that one as well, and then day 4, and then day 5, and then the final one. But, like, it's very annoying that day. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me that I have to walk through the most populated area where everyone's just, like, fiending for kills, or just, like they want your ass. So, there's that.
Kill your ass.
Yes. But I think that might be all I played this week. I wanted to get back into Deathloop, but I'm definitely... I was talking to, I think, you and Lucas about it. It's one of those games where it's like, I'm sitting there in my computer chair, like right in front of my PlayStation, and it's like 8 o'clock at night, and I'm like, I have like 2 hours before like I really need to settle down and go to bed, maybe go to 12 or whatever. I could play Deathloop right now. Or I could just search YouTube for another video to watch and just stay leaning back.
I do that a lot.
But, like, and it's only with that game, though. It's like, I could be playing Deathloop right now, but I don't want to.
I think I love it. I go through that a lot. As someone who has a million things happening at once and an ever-growing list of games I need to go back and play, my backlog is ridiculous at this point. It's like, by the time I finally get a moment, like, all right,
here we go.
Here we go. I got a moment. I don't have to do anything. Families might be in bed or something. I'm like, cool. No one's bothering me.
YouTube.
The pod is edited, and then I'm just down here with like junk food. I'm just like just watching YouTube videos over and over again.
I don't know
because
what
you get to that point, it's like I don't want to think.
But it's not even about thinking though. It's only this game, because like I remember one night I was like, I should play Ghost of Tsushima right now. I could get a little bit more progress, which is a game I've already beat and platinumed, but I haven't transferred my trophies over to PS5 because I want to actually pop them again, like one by one, the experience. And I did that. This was 2 weeks ago, to be fair. I didn't play it this week, but like I was like, yeah, I could play Ghost of Tsushima. I'll do that.
Because
and then I was like, bruh.
You know, I get why. Because it's comfort food. Deathloop, you don't have to, it's not quote unquote thinking or you're not working, but it's like
there's so much in it.
It's a lot. It's a more
Deathloop's like reading a novel when I could read a comic.
It's a fun game, but like sometimes like, yeah, I have all these games I need to go back and beat or new games I need to play.
Yeah.
But then I'll just default and I said it on the last pod, the one before. I just turned like Mega Man X on my Switch.
You just beat that, ran through it.
Because I don't have to, it's just like, I can do this in my sleep. Like I'm just running because it's just a comfort food. It's like, all right, I can turn my brain off and still play this at the same time.
I don't know, man, but I need to force myself to play Deathloop this week. I want to at least get close to beating it because, like, I want to know, like, what the story is more than what it is. Because, like, it feels like there's a lot there, like, story-wise. It feels like there is. But I don't give a fuck because it's a lot of reading. And, like, this person's having an affair with this person while they're in the loop. And this person's doing research with, like, 80 versions of themselves to do something in the loop that's nefarious. And this person's killing you for some reason that you don't know. I don't care. I don't know why I don't care. I should care. But I'm just like, oh, let me go in with my silence. Bang, bang, headshot, bye, dead. That's all I care about. And I don't care about the story. I don't care about the characters. I feel like in Donkey's video, it very much summed up like the gist of my entertainment. It's like they just say fuck a lot and then you can kick people. Yeah. That's it.
It's pretty good too. Like,
but yeah,
you can
watch
do
Donkey's
all that
video if you haven't.
But it's like look who's the first person to look. I didn't even add him.
Didn't even add him. Lucas is over here looking at the chord management on Discord. But yeah, man, I don't know. That game, I think I just need to like power through it and force myself to play it. But other than that, I'm making this known right now. New merch available in the store.
Oh shit.
New merch. I don't have it personally on this day specifically right now, but by the time this podcast is out, either visually or audioly, it will be live on our merch store. It is ya boys, Say Before Quitting, in the form of Sonic 2.
Yes.
Yes. The loading screen, right? Or like main menu logo.
No, there was no loading then, so that's the title menu.
Yeah, the title menu.
Title screen, I should say.
The title screen. It's us in a circle with Say Before Quitting, and we are Sonicified. Mm-hmm. Well, you're Sonicified. I'm Tailsed, dude.
Well, to be fair, Tails was Sonicified. He was made... In Sonic 2, Tails is pretty much Sonic, except he can fly.
But they don't look at all the same. Sonic has the one eyeball with like the two pupils.
No, well, yeah.
You know?
All right. Yeah, they don't. You're right. In that aspect.
And then like Tails is like, I'm a fox with tails.
That is his catchphrase.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right.
So you can go check that out on our merch store right now. I'm assuming we'll have a t-shirt, probably a hoodie.
What's up, Sonny? I'm a fox with tails. You always say that, Tails.
Oh, shucks. But you can also get on a hat and a sticker. The sticker is probably your best option, to be honest, as a nice little merch option with your boys on it. But yeah, go check that out on our merch store, saybeforequittingfullyspelladout.com. And yeah, much love to you guys who pick up the merch. Next, in the podcast, we have done talking about what we've played and shit. Mm-hmm. Have we watched anything new this week?
I finished Squid Game.
Hell yeah. Spoiler review Squid Game, really quick.
It's so much. Squid Game, there's a lot to unpack. That's like a Squid Game is an entire segment in itself.
Did you see the ending coming at all?
Which part of the ending?
Well, I mean, like the main ending with like the up in the tower.
Okay,
that part.
I knew he was the guy.
Okay,
like even as they were playing the games, it was like you could tell something was up with him from the jump.
Gotcha. Okay.
And the scene where he like they don't show who it is, but they take
and you see his hands that are like,
and then you can see his like the back of his head.
Yeah.
So once that, I already thought something was up. I even said it to Adrian, I'm like, something's up with the old guy. Something's not, like, he's not just a regular person.
Yeah.
And then when he did that, I was like, that's him. Mm-hmm. You can see it, that it's him.
Yep. The one thing that I actually missed it, which is funny, the scene where the police officer is in with all the records. He's looking through the books and stuff. He pulls out the book for the game that is currently being played and opens it. After he opened the previous year's one, and it started with number 1 on the previous year. And this one, it started with number 2.
I didn't peep that.
I didn't either. And I was like, oh, because I'm watching a lot of like what you missed, like in the not hide and seek, the green light, red light, green light game. If you look at the vision, like the little girl vision, when it shows him on the screen, he doesn't have like a green overlay on him at all. And then there's like a woman next to him that also doesn't have the green overlay. So it's like he wouldn't even been shot if he did move. Mm-hmm. And people around him wouldn't have been shot because there's a chance that they would have hit him. Gotcha. So that was a thing. And then I forget what the other thing was too. There was another couple things like the tug of war. Apparently
he wasn't chained to the thing.
Yeah, I noticed the end though, but he did it at the beginning. Like once they fell, like they just were off. So even if they lost, like when they were about to lose, the chains let go, like the locks. So he would have been saved technically, but they won. So there's that. There's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot. Really That's cool. Why that question was loaded. It's like, man,
it's a loaded question. Yeah. But season 2 is definitely a confirmed thing, which is dope.
Good.
I'm excited for it. I also watched Midnight Mass, which
Heard that's great. You've been telling me, and I've been reading. It's good.
dude is so good. I got Lucas to watch it, and he literally watched the whole thing this whole weekend, and just like live tweeted my Discord specifically. So like he was like, "What is this happening? This is what I think's happening. These are my conundrums and my things that I'm thinking." And I'm like, "No, it's not right." And then it got to the point where he was like past where like everything is kind of revealed. I think it's in episode 3 where everything starts to like come together.
Right.
And he's like, "Oh, so it's this." And I'm like, "No, Lucas, it's not that. It's not." And then he watches the next one. So yeah, it's that, right? And I'm like, "No." And then I just sent him like a single GIF, and I'm like, "This is what it is." And he's like, "Oh." And I'm like, "Yeah, cool. We're good now." But yeah.
Get out of my Discord, damn it.
It was one of those things where I was like, it was very fun to see like what points in the show he was at. Where he'd be like, "This bitch is a bitch," and I'm like, I know exactly who you're talking about. But like, it's a very
This
good show.
bitch is indeed the bitch.
This bitch is doing something, and you're like, "Oh, fuck this bitch." But yeah, it's very good, very, very, very good. It's one of those like scary shows where it's like I am a huge fan of it because it's not like scary for jump scares. It's scary because it's
Eerie.
actually scary and eerie, and there's like this weird like there's something going on, but I can't tell what the fuck it is. And then once it starts to happen, you're like, "Oh my god, I know what's happening. Please, no, don't do the thing."
Right.
And then like the thing incurs, and you're like, "Oh no, what's happening?" And then it ends, and you're just like, "That was beautiful." And then here you are. But yeah, other than that, I have not watched anything besides AEW Dynamite and Rampage live.
Live.
Yeah, that would be what we played and watched this week. What have you played and watched this week? Let us know in our Discord and also in the email.
Do it.
Yes.
Lint. Sorry.
Lint. Plint.
No.
Splint.
No.
Splint, actually. Why
Stop
did I
it.
say
Stop
Plint?
it. Stop it.
Next up is our news segment. So for the news, there is a email that was sent to us from Nicole from XOXO_Yuki on Twitch, because I don't think she's going by Adulting Life anymore, which is fine. She's now actually streaming on all of the Kingdom Hearts games.
I've just seen that.
Yeah. I have watched a couple streams. I have lurked for a couple of them. And I think she's still on one, I believe. And it's bringing back memories of rage, because I remember that game I wasn't a huge fan of, because I started with 2. And that one's more fun to me. Like, it wasn't as, like it's still hard, but it's not as hard as, like, the first one is. Like, the first one's just like, yeah, fuck you, we're gonna be hard. But, I made her name the boat on the island D's Nuts.
Great.
Which was great. Other than that, I think that was the only, like you get to name the boat on the island for some reason. And if you beat the dude in the race, which is, like, an abysmal thing, because it's hard to beat him in the race, then it makes that the name, and I don't think she won it. So technically the boat wasn't D's Nuts, but it's D's Nuts in our hearts.
It's D's Nuts in our hearts.
Yes. But she actually sent us a link talking about the Twitch leaks that happened this week, which were a very, very big deal because of all the stuff that was leaked from these hackers.
Right.
And we're going to give you a quick rundown of it from the article that she sent, and then we'll get into the more lighthearted news stories that we've been talking about in our Discord and specifically. All right?
True that.
So, for context, I just read this because I've been busy with things and stuff, obviously, as you can tell.
And such.
Let me get back to the link. Okay. So I'm just going to read this top down from like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a skimming point of view. Like skimming it for like the major points. So, the hackers on Twitch. Pretty much, they hacked the whole entire Twitch algorithm and the whole entire website. And this is what happened. Quoting from this article from the Wall Street Journal, the alleged hacker called out Twitch's toxic culture, specifically referring to the community as a toxic cesspool and wanting to foster more disruption and competition in the online video streaming space.
That's his reason for hacking it?
Yes.
Okay. That's the whole internet you just described.
Which is insane already. Twitch has already struggled to find a way to like go against and fight these things that have been happening called hate raids, which if you haven't seen them already so far, pretty much a channel will just like follow your channel randomly with a specific name that's kind of like well known, and then it'll just bombard you with like hateful robot comments that I think it ends up like blocking your channel for the algorithm and whatnot because like it does some shit to your channel where it's like, oh, you gain too many followers too quickly, but then they're also like talking shit on you in the chat as robots. So it's like, it's literally tanking people's channels.
Terrible.
So there's ways you can get around it now, but they have been working against that. Sorry, I scrolled away. One moment, coming back to where I said I was. All right. So the problem got so bad that some streamers actually boycotted the platform and stopped streaming entirely. But they ended up suing two of the people that, were doing the hackings and the hate raids. So they've kind of slowed down a bit over the past couple weeks. So for this specific leak that happened, quote from the Wall Street Journal, "This wasn't your average leak." So the alleged hacker announced on the news of 4chan and anonymous message boards, which if you don't know what 4chan is, you don't know what the internet is. And they linked a 125 gigabyte file containing a range of sensitive data, including these three things: the platform's source code.
Ouch.
All of Twitch's source code. Internal documents that include future product plans, so any future stuff they were trying to do for the platform, working on that. And then the big one is all of the data for the payouts for the streamers on the platform.
Nuts.
So there was literally a website you could go to, and you could literally just type in like whatever's like, say you want to look up Hassan Piker, who's like the political commentator guy. You could just see how much he makes right there. Boom. There's his funds, monthly average. There you go. Like millions and whatever and whatnot, which is very much a breach of, privacy and, whatnot. All right. And then
some.
And then some, yes. According to an anonymous Twitch engineer, the hack could make hate raids worse. On top of that, the leaked data included the code for AutoMod, which is the company's automated moderation tool that acts as a first line of defense against offensive messages in the streamers' chat rooms. Notably, the 4chan poster referenced the hack as Part 1, indicating that there became more to come. So, a lot of stuff has been leaked. A lot of hate has been sent to a lot of people, and it's causing a lot of problems over on Twitch. Needless to say, Twitch is not a safe place at the moment.
No, it is not.
Yeah. It's kind of been getting there more and more as the months have gone by in quarantine, just because that's pretty much where, everything has been going. It's been weird to see as well, like, during the beginning of quarantine, I think it happened, but, like, they banned a couple users. One notably was Dr. Disrespect, and they never gave a reason for why he was banned. And he literally was just banned on the site. Nobody who was friends with him could play with him anymore, because if you play with someone who's banned on Twitch, you also get banned.
I pretty much figured
which
that.
is a joke. He went over to YouTube and started streaming. Recently, he's also found out the actual reason why he was banned, which he has not released to the public yet. But he is going to be suing Twitch himself because pretty much him getting banned on Twitch, and because he had an exclusivity with them at first, he lost like millions of dollars from that whole entire ordeal because of how much he should have been making on Twitch as opposed to YouTube, since YouTube wasn't at the time really a place for gaming, streaming is right now.
Primary,
yeah. Now it's starting to become that way with users like Dr. Disrespect, not Dr. Lupo, and Tim the Tapman fully signing as exclusive to YouTube now. But either way, a lot of shit is going on with Twitch that is a little bit sus, a little bit weird, and a bad time. And this hacker seems to be wanting to bring it out, but in not a great way, to say the least.
Clearly not.
So that's a thing that is happening right now on Twitch. We are on Twitch too, so you can follow us on Twitch, and you can see our monthly earnings, which is
our minus 200. Hey, what's up?
Yeah, our negative 200. We didn't pay. Technically, it's negative 15 because I paid $15 in order to make a clan. So, that I haven't participated in, and I get roasted for almost every day. Anyway, but yeah, Twitch is a little bit of a hot mess right now. As you can see from that, we'll keep reporting on if anything more happens. Obviously, that is just part one, according to this hacker, but we'll see if anything else happens and what that would even be.
Hackers are at an all-time high, man. It's crazy right now. Internet is a dangerous place.
It very much is.
But
this is why we need a NordVPN sponsorship. Nord, hit us up.
Shit. But it's time. It's time.
It's time.
It's time.
What's it time for?
Smash Brothers has announced their last
Oh
character.
yeah, that happened this week.
And
Waluigi was robbed.
He was.
I forgot about that. This is literally what started the podcast.
Now, everyone knows at this point. It was Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
Yes.
There's no need to even try to build
Spoilers.
Right. Now, I think most people at this moment expect me to just rage out.
I mean, to be
upset.
fair, you had your moment to do that, and you did it.
But that was my initial reaction.
Yes.
I'm here to say
He loves Kingdom Hearts.
never.
Kingdom Hearts is being played through on this channel completely.
It won't ever be done unless you play
Only
it and
by
I just
Ant.
commentary on
And
it.
is going to play the whole game
I'm
himself.
not. I could barely play it alone. I'm not mad at Sora being in it. Sora was a dream for many gamers and to be in Smash Brothers since I'd say Brawl and Smash 4. Sora, they've been asking for Sora, asking for Sora, asking for Sora. As much as I wanted other characters, that was just the selfish part of me wanting who I wanted. Because for me to act like Sora is not a huge deal and amazing get for Nintendo to have him in there, I'd be lying if I said anything. Like the sheer, like what they had to, the loops they had to jump through,
The rings.
the rings they
The
had to
Sonic
jump through
rings.
to put Sora in that game. You have to like, you have to go through, because Kingdom Hearts, the main ones anyway, initially were primarily PlayStation games. You have to go through Disney. You have to go through Square. Which
The Square part is...
Square and Sony part are probably the easiest hoops to jump through.
Yes, and if you notice, not to be that guy, the only actual Disney itself, like, reference is just the keychain on the Keyblade.
True, but I'm sure just to get that shown in that game,
was a big loop. Yeah, 100%.
they
Or ring,
probably
whatever
had
the fuck we're
meetings
saying.
just based off showing that keychain.
Yeah, which they couldn't not, to be fair, because it has to be there.
No, they could have.
No, it has to be there.
But you don't. It didn't have to be up close. Like they could have had it like super small in Smash Brothers. You wouldn't see that keychain wagging around while you're fighting.
But in photo mode, it would.
True.
It would, and it would matter to a lot of people.
It would, because that audience is a dedicated, insane audience.
As you could see from all of the TikToks and all the videos and all the Instagram reels of all the people reacting to it.
But that was part of what changed my mind. I was like, well, this is the entire reason this is my favorite game series to begin with. It's these reactions and these people who are so passionate about characters and games they love coming into this game. It like my initial reaction, of course, was like, fuck this. No, where's Crash? But at the same time, if you compare...
He's on your PlayStation.
If you compare the gravity of these two characters, Crash has been in and out. He was big, then he went out, then he came back. Sora, and while I think that would have made... I want the mascot platform. I don't really count Sora as a mascot. I think he's a main character of a game series, yes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, his inclusion... is such there's so much gravity to it.
Yeah.
And I can't even lie, his trailer to me, I could not like that character or that game all I want, but I did think the trailer was dope.
It was a good trailer.
It was the most like quote unquote epic one they've ever had.
I'm trying to find it, but on our Discord, I believe it was John who said it best regarding of why it's such a big deal. I can't remember what chat it was in. Fuck, where is it? Oh, here it is. All right, so over on our Discord, Pib Extra, which is just a great root beer, you know. John, he said, I, for one, am so happy for Sora. Ha 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 ha. Also, it's a bit of a poetic end to the characters being announced. Kingdom Hearts is all about connections and bonds across vastly different worlds and people. Smash Ultimate was exactly that as well.
Yeah.
Which, and I feel like when he said that, I was like, because to be fair, I wasn't mad or happy about it, because I'm indifferent to Smash. No offense to people who love Smash, but it's one of those things where it's like, I know I'm not good at it. I'm terrible, in fact. People are mad when I play because I play either Ike or Kirby, and I'm like up B the whole time because it's a good move. It also just looks cool.
Right.
But when he said that, I was like, okay, that's a really good way to end it. That's like if it's gonna be the nail in the coffin, that's the nail in the coffin.
That's why, because after I looked at all the reactions and I watched the trailer a couple times, I'm like, there's no character that could have come through like that void like Sora did on that trailer, who would have put a button on that game as it would have made as big as a deal as Sora did.
Yeah. I'm glad it was Sora as well, specifically, because there was a part of me that was thinking it was going to be like Sora with Donald and Goofy or some shit, like, you know, like a 3-person fighter where you switch out, like almost like Pokemon Trainer. But I'm glad that it was just straight up Sora. I wish it was Roxas because he's cooler. He has finger cuffs. But yeah, I like it a lot. I like the map they showed as well, which actually did show Roxas, which made me very happy. But yeah, it's a good time.
But that's how you knew Disney wasn't giving them everything. Did you see that side by side thing where they took Donald and Goofy off?
Yeah,
I mean it was Donald and Goofy.
Donald and Goofy. Yeah,
because I'm sure Disney was like
Yeah, no.
They would want every time any player plays that stage, like you got to give us money every single time that is on screen.
Pretty much. I mean, to be fair, the only characters that were shown on the map or like even as trophies. Stand by. We're back. The only characters that were shown in the actual game with like the map or like even like the trophies that were able to be unlocked were Final Fantasy characters.
Right.
So like there's no actual like, you know, fucking Donald, Goofy, Mickey, or whatever the hell you got. It's straight up just these are the Final Fantasy characters. So it makes sense that the only Disney thing we saw was that keychain with the Mickey head. But yeah, it's cool. The gameplay looked cool.
Yeah.
I still think it's funny that it was just another sword character, even though it's technically not a sword. If we want to argue, it's a pole, whatever.
It's a key.
It's a fucking pole, dude.
It's a key blade.
But it's a key pole. It's a key bat. It's a key baton. There's so many things that it is besides a sword.
Key.
It's a cylinder. It's not sharp, but yeah, it's cool. It's also it's not a big deal. I think the coolest thing was the skins. The alternate skins for that, like, I thought it was just going to be, like, recolors. I was like, damn, this is cool shit.
A lot of detail went into that.
You got Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2. I forget what the third one was. It was 3, and then there was one of the, like, other games. It was, like, Dream Drop Distance,
987 over 2 minus 3 Nightmare Midnight Love Edition, whatever that is.
I think it was Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives Edition, Dream Drop Edition, whatever the fuck, Dream Drop Distance or Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
Drive-Ins, Dives, Dreams, Drops, and Distances.
Yeah, that.
Over 365 minus 2.
And then the last one was the Mickey Steamboat Willie World, which was like the black and white.
That was dope.
I was like, these skins right here are dope. My thoughts were like, it'd been cool if we could have had Roxas or because like I think Roxas is technically Sora, like that's like the story, like that he is him, but like the heartless version of him or the nobody version.
Take the X out of its name as Sora backwards.
Yeah, that like that's pretty much the gist of it. And then I think there's another character from one of the games, like on the DS or something. It's like a female character with blue hair, and I think she's also a part of Sora. I thought that would have been cool if like the different skins were just those characters instead. But at the same time, I'm not mad that it's just on the map because I also don't care. What I do care about is Donatello, motherfucker.
I cared the whole Sora thing. I cared for about, I'd say, 2 hours, and then I really thought about it, and I'm like, as much as I didn't want to admit, like, this makes a lot of sense. A whole lot of sense. And if I was Nintendo and could pull it off, and I had, do I want to make a crazy-ass impact and statement and show you how much we put work into this with Sora? Or do I want to be like, hey, Activision, can we borrow Crash Bandicoot? Thanks. There would have been no epic trailer. I don't even know how that would have happened. It
would have just been like, whoa!
It would have been a playful trailer.
Yeah.
It'd have been Mario grabbing coins, and you see Sonic grabbing rings, and they're together. Then they see this little fruit, and they're like, the fuck?
Yeah, it's just
and then
apples.
Crash comes out. Like,
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that would have been cool, but I think Sora is the right choice, and it was done well. It also gave us the announcement that all of the Kingdom Hearts games are coming to Switch as well, which was cool because that was like a thing that. It was funny because Anna's like, this probably means that that's happening. And I guess she didn't see the stream yet. And you're like, yeah, they said that in the stream. They just said it. And meanwhile, you were still angry at that point.
Well, that wasn't the
like,
time.
Yeah, they fucking said it.
Because of course they're putting that bullshit on Switch.
Fuck that shit. They ain't got Crash on Switch.
but yeah, I'm not that person anymore. There was a certain
Evolve.
Yeah, I've evolved. And there was a certain TikTok that really did it for me when they showed the kid in class watching it.
That one didn't do it for me. It was the
That's the only one I saw.
The siblings one got me that was posted later in the Discord. It was like the older brother showing the younger brother on the bed. I like that one more. The kid in the classroom, I was like, this is weird.
It was weird.
Because like, he seemed old enough to be like, oh, that's so cool. And that's it. As opposed to being like, he was brought to tears as like an adult.
And then but they said he used to play with his dad as a kid.
Yeah, but also like I was like, this is a personal moment. No offense. It's like this is a moment that this kid's having right now.
Yeah.
And you're just exploiting it. No offense.
I would have personally did that in that setting. Although a thought crossed my mind, like, what if they never added Sonic and he was the last one? Which would have been a dope. For the history of Mario and Sonic, that would have been crazy. But at the same time, I'm like, if they did that and I was at work, you would have heard somebody be like, oh, I would have been like freaking the fuck out.
You would have been crying.
I'd have been on the floor like, what's happening?
Just catatonic, twitching. Rings.
Nah, but all jokes aside, that's great. I'm glad Sora's in there. I'm glad they were able to pull it off. Even Sakurai during the thing said that was a lot to pull off. They were probably working on that since before this game came out.
Oh, 100%. But yeah, Smash is officially dead, technically. Well, not dead, but like it's
Smash Ultimate is over.
It's over.
No more updates, they said.
It's donezo. What's next?
The part of me is like, they stopped it at 89 characters. Just add one more and make it an even 90.
Yeah. It was funny too because they did like the whole humble brag afterwards, like this is how many characters we have, and I'm like, you fucking
how many characters and how many KOs over time and how many players and
But yeah, that's a thing, and that leads us into the next thing that Nicktoons All-Star Brawl is finally out.
It is.
It's out. Neither of us have bought it.
No,
I refuse to.
There's been a lot going on.
Yeah. So I didn't realize it, but when we talked about it last week, Toph was actually the last character for the main roster. Mm-hmm. We didn't realize that at the time. We were still like, oh yeah, Miss Donatello, but like, no. So Donnie and Raph are not in the game as of now. DLC obviously will be in the future, but like, I feel like they wouldn't waste a DLC splat.
You gotta stop.
I didn't mean to do it that time.
That's why I said
it's infecting me.
You gotta stop because you're infected now
with splinfection. Anyway, but I feel like just a reskin of Leo and Mikey with different weapons isn't as cool as getting characters that aren't in it at all, like the Fairly Odd Parents or something like that. Because we were talking about that in the Discord. We were like, wow, I just had assumed that Fairly Odd Parents were in there. Like CLD specifically said, I just thought they were in it, but they weren't at all.
Yeah, at some point, me, him, and Kev were going back and forth about characters we thought should be in there.
But yeah, man, it's a time. It looks okay, cool. I'm just getting to the point of the AO, the first AO of October 5th from Ant. But then after that, the next news story that we were talking about is that data miners and hackers have already bypassed the anti-cheat for Battlefield 2042, which is so unsurprising.
Hey, make it better.
I don't understand how it's this hard to make an anti-cheat to work. Because, like, here's the thing. Outside looking in, obviously I know nothing about coding. I know nothing about video games on, like, the inner workings of it. I know animation, but I don't know the code and how that works and how people can get around it to make themselves better or whatever they are doing, you know? Mm-hmm. I don't get that. But I don't understand how, in my opinion, if let's just say that I am John Battlefield.
John Battlefield.
And I'm
hello.
making the next Battlefield game. You know, I'm hiring all these folks to make this game. I am literally going to the person that made the first cheat for this game that's bypassing our anti-cheat, and I'm hiring that person right away.
Yeah.
I'm literally hiring them. I'm like, okay, you beat our anti-cheat. You're on the team now to make sure that nothing can get through. That's my play.
Yeah.
Because while, yes, it's kind of shitty that this person's bypassed something that we worked on so hard, all of these people in this office have like worked to get this anti-cheat for this game. Okay, there's another team member that knows a way that you guys missed. Nothing bad on you guys, because obviously it's working for some hacks, but hire that motherfucker. Get that guy on.
Yeah, he's the guy.
And then pay the fuck out of him. Like, because then he's not going to be making hacks anymore, is he? And if he is
paying
making
him enough to
exactly
work for you,
or he's making hacks to test to make sure that he can get through that. Like you hire these people that can do these things to like stress test it, as opposed to mass marketing it out to people where they will sell it to.
right?
As opposed to being like, okay, you're making like 100K off people buying hacks from you online, you know, whatever the fuck it is. We're gonna pay you a salary to literally work for this company and work on those hacks and give you health care and all this shit. And you're going to be doing the same exact thing, but getting paid more and have more benefits. Like, why would you not incentivize that, or like at least put that in the way? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying like
You're still honing that same skill. You're just getting paid very well for it.
And that's the thing where I'm like, it makes more sense to me that way, because like it's the same thing with Call of Duty. Why the fuck are we not hiring the people that are making these hacks so that we can be like, okay, how do you beat these hacks, and how do you make it so that they aren't able to be used, or it's easy to be reported, something like that. And then, so it's on the back end. It's two back, like you're double layering this shit in a good way, and not like a way where it's gonna break, you know. But you get what I'm saying,
right?
I feel like that it's such a simple idea.
You're almost like, how has this not been done?
Yeah. And it's almost infuriating, because it's like the amount of hackers that there are. And here's the thing. The people that are hacking, 90% of them aren't making these hacks. They're just buying them from a website, installing them on their machine, and then using it and getting wins and just unlocking skins, whether it be in Call of Duty where it's like, you know, you get the Damascus at like level 4, pretty much people get it. And like, if you just hire those people that are making it, get in contact with them, bada boom, guess what? You just solved it. You solved everything right there. But nope. Here we are with hackers still.
It's unescapable at this point.
Yeah. Which is sad, but here we are.
Because what happens when you get the hacker that you hire and then another hacker comes? Who knows more?
I mean,
maybe, possibly.
If they know more, then they know more. That's the thing. Like, I feel like adding more people to the team, and this, no offense to the people that are already on the team, but it's like, obviously you're not doing your job well enough. No offense to you. If there are still people coming out with hacks that are getting through these games and making it so other people can play better than others that are just trying to have a good time, you're not doing your job right. No offense. Because your job is to make an anti-cheat that works. Guess what? You made an anti-cheat that worked for something. Not everything, which then, in turn, bada boom, you're done now. Go bye-bye.
Right.
Get the hackers in here to show us how to actually fucking beat the shit. You obviously don't know enough to be there. Like, you can be like a worker bee, you know? Like, these companies have fucking billions upon billions of dollars. You think they can't hire one dude and be like, here's $100K for a year?
Oh, yeah. It would
like,
do it.
Fuck that.
Or at least until they learn what you know, and now they have it.
Exactly. But here we are. That's my thoughts. Sorry if it sounds angry, because it is.
Where are we at?
Next up would be the Curb.
Kirby and the Forgotten. Oh, well, that's just Kirby and the Forgotten Land is up for pre-order at Best Buy. For those who want that game, it's up for pre-order now
at Best Buy, which leans into our next topic, which is just an all-around joke. I found this on Twitter one day, and I was like, "How is this a thing?"
I love Hard. Their account is good.
Yeah,
I always put that shit up.
Oh man, do you want me to read this one? Or do you want to do it?
Again, this is a joke.
This is a joke, but it's actually real, though.
They really did it?
Yeah, this is the real thing. I'm pretty sure there's like an article behind it.
They make joke articles.
Oh,
that's why I'm saying. Like, their whole account is that.
Oh, my bad. I thought it was real. I got Facebook mommed.
You heard this thing on the Best Buy?
Listen, I read it and I thought it was legit.
No, they all their articles are like that.
Okay, see now, I'm gonna take a sec. Can you just read the headline real quick, and then I'm gonna read why I think I'm an idiot.
The headline says, Best Buy introduces new crispy chicken sandwich.
So here's the thing. I read like half the article, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. And then I had work.
They're good writers.
The last paragraph is literally where it proves I'm an idiot for falling for this. As of press time, Best Buy announced that their new crispy chicken sandwich would also be available in a combo meal, which will include an HDMI cable and a room temperature bottle of Aquafina.
Yes. Go to their site. They're pretty funny. They got
I
pretty
will
good
now,
stuff.
but I'm also
Follow them
like,
on Twitter. They're good.
I'm also mad that I was duped.
So you put this really as a whole, like, as an actual...
I thought it was a thing.
That's why we just laughed.
Yeah. I just thought it was the thing, and I was like, I posted it, and I was like, oh, that's kind of funny that that's a thing now. And it was also like in a state where I was like, I could see that happening.
Because everybody's making a chicken sandwich now?
Yeah, I was like, fuck it. Like, why would they not? You know, like, who gives a fuck?
And that is why I responded, there's just going to be greasy fingers all over the electronics. But I guess that's Best Buy on a normal day.
That's what Best Buy on a good day.
What's it on a bad day?
You don't want to know.
Yeah, I don't.
Actual news time.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Next up, finally, after being rumored forever and pretty much confirmed without being confirmed, Rockstar announced Grand Theft Auto: The Trilogy, the definitive edition officially announced for PS4, PS5, Xbox, Switch, and the Rockstar Games launcher for PC later this year, which is obviously, this part doesn't, it doesn't say this part, but which is obviously November because it's already October and they're not going to put this out after Black Friday. They're going to capitalize on this.
True.
So we'll just say it's coming out in November.
Yes.
Rockstar Games is going to reveal more details in the coming weeks. There are multiple gameplay and visual improvements, but Rockstar states that all the games still, quote, retain that classic look and feel. It's coming to mobile in 2022 as well. Also, Rockstar has announced that it will remove all existing versions of each game from digital stores next week. So if for some reason you still want those classic versions of those games from digital stores, make sure you get it. I don't know when next week is. They didn't give a day.
When did this come out? This tweet was 3 minutes ago on the screenshot.
No, well, the 8th of October is when I put that up.
So by the time this podcast is up, you might be wrecked.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry about that.
Well. But there's that. And that's majority of all the news we have.
That is the news. It wasn't a whole lot of news. It was more so the majority of our news came from our own lives.
Yes. And me falling for Best Buy. For fuck's sake. I'm so mad I fell for that. All right.
I'm not.
Next up is the questions of the week. We have 2 questions this week submitted to us via our Discord. If you are not on our Discord, you're messing up.
You're missing out.
You're messing up and you're missing out. It is easy to join.
You're missing up and you're messing out.
Yes. Go over to the link in our bio on any social media site besides Gamer Network, because I still have to fix that up for that anyway. And there is a Discord link. Join that. Read the do not be a dick thing. Do not be a dick.
Don't do it.
And then guess what? Here you are in our Discord. You're able to ask questions. You're able to join in the conversation and have a good time with all the NGPs, all the nerdy gamer people buy merch. Mm-hmm. Anyway, subliminal messaging. The first question is from King Ryan C. If you could create the next massive online open world game like GTA 5 Online or Red Dead Online, what would it be? Would you use an existing franchise or create something brand new?
Do you have an answer?
No.
Damn.
Welcome to We Read Questions and then think about it for a couple seconds. So if I'm going to have to run this, let's do improv right here. So I'm going to say, I'm going to do one from an existing franchise. And then while I'm talking about the existing franchise, I'm going to bring up a new idea. I'll let you go first, though.
All right. If you remember the game Burnout Paradise, whether you played it or not, you remember it existing. It was like Xbox 360, PS3. They remastered it. It came out for all the current consoles. take that as a resounding of course.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, I know that game. I know
Well, the Burnout series is one of my favorite racing series of all time. It was always like an arcade racer. It super fast paced. It was super dope, really addicting gameplay. And they were made by Criterion, I think, and then EA bought it. Mm-hmm. And then they put out Burnout Paradise, and it became an open world racing game. You could race around, get your car worked on. You see other players racing, and you can you pull up to someone and you honk your horn at them. You can challenge them to a race. It was really fun.
That's cool.
It was really dope. That, but Mario Kart.
I didn't expect that, but okay. Okay.
That's the next level of Mario Kart. You can play standard regular Mario Kart, but then there's this mode where it's like almost, I hate to do it, almost Roblox-ish or Minecraft-ish where you can, there's an open world and there's ramps and stuff. You can get bonuses around the world. You can join races. You can roll up to somebody and be like, hey, let me challenge you.
So you want like an open world, almost like the NBA 2K games, where there's like the what do they call it? The playground or something, or the city. I forget what the hell it's called. Where you can like openly challenge people to like basketball games, but Mario Kart.
Yes.
Are you in the cart the whole time, or do you get out of your cart?
You're in the cart.
Okay. All right.
Some of those players don't deserve to be out of their carts. Not a personal thing. It's
I was like, what the fuck?
They don't play.
I don't want to see Bowser's thighs again.
Because, like, if I'm Mario and somebody else is, like, Bowser, of course I have all this agility. I can jump around, jump off walls, and Bowser's just...
Yeah, Bowser can do his own shit.
He just lights everybody on fire.
Yeah. You can toast people up.
Now, that answer, Ryan, just was totally off the top of my head. I'm sure I could really think of a better one if you give me time. But what were you about to do?
That's a great question. So my idea was to come up with a franchise that needs a massive multiplayer online game, whether that be GTA-esque or even just like New World-esque with like that new game that just came out. Like maybe like almost like a Sims-esque game, but online multiplayer. What's a franchise that could use that?
Also, make Simpsons Hit and Run 2.
I was going to bring up Simpsons because I looked up to the left and I was like, that would be cool if like you could make your own Simpson in like Springfield and then just exist. And like there's the usual suspects, you know, you can go to Moe's and you can, you know, get a fucking beer, or you could go work at the fucking radiation plant, or you can go to the comic store and buy some like stuff for your own house and make your own house. So almost Sims-esque, but you're a Simpson character in that world.
They should call it Simpson. Look, these are $1 million ideas.
I mean, that would work though. Like, but at the same time, it was also like multiplayer, like almost like a hub world, and there's just like almost like a rural area outside of the main city of Springfield, where it's just like, this is where you live, and where everyone else lives, like you have to go into like a specific server that has like maybe 30 to 40 people in it, and like this is your suburbs, this is your house, and then like, you know, you hop in your car or you're on your bike or whatever your form of transport is to get into the main city to go do your job and like role play a bit in Simpsons world, while also interacting with the NPCs that are the people that you know and love at the same time. That would be kind of cool. Yeah. The only thing is like it's more of like just a role playing game as opposed to like something like Red Dead where you're like actually like shooting people with like GTA as well. Like you have like more free reign to like attack people, or if you wanted to, like it'd be kind of weird if you were in Springfield and you just walked up to like a random like NPC living person and just killed them on the street.
You could do that in Hit and Run. You couldn't. Certain people you could kill, but other people you couldn't. Like if you ran up to like a main character, you could beat them up, but they'd just be like, "What are you doing?" And then they'd be fine.
Well, maybe then you do that. That would work. I think Simpsons would work well with that. This is also coming from a person who's not really a fan of Simpsons, to be fair.
Make a good Matrix game. You're jacking in and out of the Matrix. You're in a real world. You can do a lot with that. That would be crazy.
That would be dope because you could also kind of base it on like Matrix 2, where there's like the
I know.
like the city.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called. The one with the weird orgy in the second movie.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And like you have to jack in to go do missions, and like your missions while you're doing them in this Matrix world, you're being tracked by the Agent Smith the whole time, trying to get you out of there. And like you gotta like if you get caught or you get made and you're not being stealthy enough, you gotta make your way to a fucking phone and be like Trinity and like like on the glass and shit.
I think we found the answer.
Yeah,
Ryan.
I think that's the answer.
That's the answer.
The Matrix would be great because that's also like a weird. If you think about it, like you're playing a game where you're jacking into a person who's jacking into the Matrix.
And it's then like, they have the orgy and they're jacking off.
In the Matrix.
I couldn't help it. We said jacking in too many times.
Yeah, jacking it. But yeah, I feel like that's the answer because like you could always say like a Star Wars one where it's like, oh yeah, like a Star Wars like GTA game where it's like, you're a bounty hunter or something like that. Mm-hmm. You can pull up contracts of like, that's actually a good idea. Like there's like people put contracts out for other players and it's like, oh, I want you to go bring this person in dead or alive or specifically alive. You can capture them alive or you can kill them. And then you bring that bounty in of another player or maybe an NPC depending on who is who. And you can choose like your faction if you want to be a Mandalorian or if you want to be a different alien or a different species or just like a human. And then you just live in this world as like a bounty hunter. Like it would be called Star Wars Bounty Hunters. And it would be a massive online game. That would be dope. I think it'd be third person over the shoulder as well. For that specifically. Most of them, yeah.
Matrix I saw playing kind of like Grand Theft Auto kind of. You see your person.
Yeah. But I could see that playing like what's it called? That one hacking game. Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
Like Watch Dogs
that,
but good.
But I liked Watch Dogs 2 anyway. I didn't play the third one.
Old lady one.
Yeah, no. That was such a big deal, and then it just disappeared.
Yeah. You can be an old lady.
That was just a huge
came
selling
out.
point.
Yeah,
but yeah, Matrix is the answer to me.
Yeah, that was good
because there's so much you can do with that property and all that content in an open world aspect.
Hell yeah!
All right,
I agree, 100%. Matrix, and then maybe the Star Wars thing because I'm a Star Wars boy, as you can see. But tech,
the way tech guy,
it's tech from Bad or Tick, as Omega says. The cute little girl in the show. Right. She's got like a British accent, and she like calls all the team different. Like their names, it's like Hunter, Wrecker, Crosshair, and Tech. But she's like Hunter, Tech, Wrecker. I think she's like really cute and small.
Which show is this?
Bad Batch.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good. Go watch it. Yeah, that's the answer.
I want to play this Matrix game now.
Yeah, same. Apparently, the Matrix games are good that are actually out though. People say that
first Matrix game was hot garbage.
People say that it's good though, because like story.
First one,
yeah, the story because it actually like lines up with the movie or some shit.
The story could be all at once. The game.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, that game.
I've never seen the game. I've heard like it's very good in the sense of like it melds the worlds of the movies together better as opposed to like where it goes from the first movie like where you're like, oh yeah, we're just diving in as this is Neo, and then the second one where it's just like I am Neo, I am Superman. Like,
if you ever have time,
orgy,
you gotta have that part in the game. YouTube that game. That game is horrible.
All right, we'll play it on the channel. Send it to us.
It's funny to watch how bad it is in comparison to how the story is good.
All right, I'll check it out. Yeah, we also have one more question, which will be read by Ant in about 3 milliseconds.
Do you believe that video games should... This is from CLD. Do you believe that video games should work like movie releases in the sense that if you buy the hard copy, you should get a digital copy for free?
So now here's the thing. I reacted to this question with my answer. I reacted with the 100% emoji. Because 100%, if I buy a game physically, I should get that digitally as well. And I should have the option of whether or not I want to have the disc in there or if I want to just play it off of like the fact that it's downloaded to my console.
I agree.
Speaking of the whole disc thing, what was the one that I sent you? I forget which one it was. It was like the game that the disc had like nothing on it and then the update file was huge. It was
the Xbox version of Far Cry 6.
That. Yeah, apparently that right there, the game on the disc is like nothing. It's like a couple megabytes.
It's something to tell the system to download the game.
Like that right there is a joke to me. Like I feel like the whole game should be on the disc and I shouldn't have to download it. Like it's like if it's on the disc, I'm playing it right away. Bada boom, we're playing. But if I want to download it
I'm with you on
from the disc or like the digital code or something like that, I should have that option. I want to have both options there. And it should be for if I'm paying $70 for a game now because of PlayStation 5, you better be giving me that fucking code 100%.
Now, while I agree with both of you, I agree 100%. I see why they don't.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because if I buy it and you give me both and I can install it digitally, I'll just give you my physical one. And now it's a 2-for-1.
Well, I feel like the disc has to be linked with the code. If that makes sense. Like
They would have to start that. Because it's
Yeah.
not like that now. Now, if we're talking about a world where it's, yes, the game is linked to the code.
Yeah.
Then, I mean, the physical disc is linked to the code. Then, of course.
The way I would do it is like, it's linked to it, but like if I want to give my friend the disc, right? I'm like, hey, here's the disc to try the game out. I cannot play the game at the same time as them. That's the way I would do it. Unless there would be like some sort of fee or something like that. That's the only way I would say.
Because then somebody could also be like, all right, well, just give your friend the code as well.
Yeah.
Because what would stop me from installing it on my PlayStation and then giving my friend the disc and be like, oh, by the way, the code is this.
True. It's a good point. One-time codes. But yeah, that's our answer.
Yeah.
And this has been an episode of the Say Before Quitting podcast, baby.
It has.
So 52. I have to pee so bad.
You will get your chance.
Yes. And I'll do that right after.
But let's talk about another long topic. So, explain the entirety of Kingdom Hearts.
Thank you for watching the Save Before Quitting podcast. You can follow us at Save the letter B, the number 4 Quitting everywhere. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, and Twitter. And then you can also go over to GamerNetwork.gg.
You said Twitter twice.
Whatever.
You didn't say YouTube.
I have to be actually really bad.
Okay, I'll say.
All right. Remember to always save before quitting. And pissing yourself.
Piss, and peace.
Dude, it's one of those bad ones where like I feel like if I move, I'm gonna piss myself. I'm not even.
Get the fuck off my couch and go pee. Bye. This is the funny part at the end. He's peeing. That's it. Bye, everyone. We're leaving while Chris pees. Have a good one.